As a professional operator, what does it mean to be a defensive driver? We hear the term defensive driver a lot when people talk about being a good driver. But what does it mean? Well, it really means driving in such a way that you can avoid a collision despite adverse conditions or the incorrect actions of other drivers. It's using safe driving techniques, addressing identified hazards, and driving in a predictable manner. Common traits of defensive drivers. Being a good, safe defensive driver doesn't happen by chance. You'll need to develop a real understanding of what it takes to be a better driver, and then the determination to practice the required skills every day. Here are some of the traits we found among the best defensive drivers.
Maintain a good defensive driving attitude. Are physically and mentally prepared. Operate his or her vehicle skillfully and competently. Know the proper defensive driving action to take for each situation. Identify potential accident-producing situations early. Anticipate situations and make safe, well-informed decisions. Act in time to prevent a collision. Believe that most collisions are preventable. Don't allow him or herself to become upset. Don't insist on the right of way. Reach a destination safely in spite of the bad driving habits of other motorists or adverse weather or road conditions. Avoid distractions and remain focused.
Those common traits of a defensive driver can be categorized into the 3 A's of defensive driving: attitude, awareness, and action. Our first A is attitude. Having a positive attitude can affect everything in your life, including, of course, how you face challenges while behind the wheel. Our next A of the 3 A's of defensive driving is awareness. You must always stay alert and expect the unexpected. Don't become complacent on a familiar route because your operating environment is always changing and you must always be alert. A defensive driver is aware of how physical and mental conditions affect their performance and gives driving 100% of his or her attention. A good defensive driver must always be aware of their environment. Our third A of the 3 A's of defensive driving is action. You have the power to keep your customers safe by the actions you choose.
So you must continuously use good judgment and choose to act safely rather than reacting unsafely. You are in control of your actions. How you respond can determine the outcome. Think before you respond and always remain professional. Do not make risky maneuvers. Expect the unexpected. Take control of safety.
Defensive drivers act proactively. They don't react. So take actions to make sure you and your customers stay safe. And keep in mind, you are responsible for the most precious cargo there is.
Communication is so important when you're interacting with passengers. How you communicate and the ways that you communicate can help de-escalate conflict. The 3 basic aspects of communication are body language, tone of voice, and word choice. All three of these elements conveyed at the same time to express an overall message are a powerful form of communication. How you look and handle yourself when you're talking to a passenger, in combination with your tone of voice and choice of words, can make a critical difference in trying to calm an angry or upset passenger. Studies show that first impressions are informed within the first few seconds of any interaction. The first impression is communicated to your passengers based on your appearance, your body language, your demeanor, and your mannerisms. Greeting passengers with a warm, confident smile can put both you and your passengers at ease. And if at all possible, try to make eye contact with your passengers. Eye contact is the most fundamental way to create a connection with a person. Making eye contact might also help you to identify a passenger who may be inclined to be disruptive, and it's an easy way to let your passengers know that you are watching what is going on within the transit vehicle and that you have things under control. Situational awareness is knowing what is going on around you and staying vigilant to any changes or threats. Using situational awareness will help you recognize and read the indicators of difficult passengers, as well as being mindful of your own stress responses. When you recognize your own stress responses, you can better maintain your self-control and composure and not allow yourself to be provoked. Practicing situational awareness will enable you to take a step back, assess the situation in a non-emotional way, and respond proactively to create the best possible outcome. The way you approach and evaluate a situation can make the difference between a good day and a very bad day. When dealing with the erratic, aggressive, or emotional, unstable people, we often choose the least effective methods of de-escalation. These mistakes can lead us to our discussion of the Kairos method for conflict management. There are 5 tools in the Kairos method, and each of these tools start with one of the letters of the word Kairo. That's just a helpful way to remember the tools when you need to use them. But keep in mind, you don't have to use the tools in any particular order. C is for calm. Present a calm, outward appearance and try to use a neutral tone and not raise your voice. Also, if you're stressed, calm yourself first before communicating. If you're visibly upset, that may help escalate the situation. A is for assertive. Don't come across as controlling or aggressive. Remember, aggression breeds aggression and can escalate a bad situation into an emergency. At the same time, you also don't want to project insecurity or passiveness either. I is for informing behavior. Let the difficult passenger know what's going on by making we statements rather than you must statements. R's for reflect and redirect. Actively listen and let the person know you heard them. If they're frustrated, take the time to confirm their frustrations. And finally, O is for opening behavior. If you are able, try to make a personal connection. Ask questions that help the passenger feel acknowledged and visible. Something as simple as, "What's your name?" can help diffuse the situation. Most people respond positively to their name. This may also help interrupt their violent thought patterns. Trust your instincts. If your de-escalation strategies are not working, you could be in a dangerous situation. You may need to consider other options to protect yourself and your passengers. Thanks for taking the time to view this presentation. If you ever experience a conflict situation, I hope these strategies will help you.